Just Talk Black Show. Disclosure Statement. Disclaimer. The views and opinions shared on the Just Talk Black Show are those of the hosts and guests, and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the show, its sponsors, or affiliates. This show is a space for open, honest, and respectful dialogue within the Black community. Some conversations may include sensitive topics, strong language, or personal opinions that are intended to spark thought and encourage positive change. Listener discretion is advised. All guests are responsible for the accuracy of their statements and agree to participate voluntarily. By appearing on the show, guests give permission for their audio, video, and likeness to be recorded and distributed across Just Talk Black's platforms. Let's talk real. Let's talk truth. Let's just talk black.
Just Talk Black with DJ Purpose. Every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Just talk. 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 Just talk. 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 Just talk. Just talk black. Black. Talk black. Black. Talk black. Black. Talk black. Black. Just talk black. And I don't think that I'm wrong. They keep telling me to put it in a song, but I won't, cause it's already one. It goes do-do-do-do, And I don't think that I'm wrong. They keep telling me to put it in a song, but I won't, cause it's already one. It goes do-do-do-do, Do-do-do-do.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Just Talk Black Show. Listen, I'm telling you, I look forward to this each and every week on a Thursday. Guys, I just want to say a big thank you for tuning in, and your support is what makes this channel grow. So I just want to say a big thank you and a big hello to all the people in the chat who's there already. Good day, good day, good day to you all. So basically today we are going to have a special guest, another special guest, but I'm going to do a quick recap. If you wasn't in last week Thursday, it was myself on the hot seat and I was interviewed by Leon Brown, my friend Leon Brown. So guys, if you haven't seen that interview, I do talk about divorce life. I do talk about me suffering with dyslexia and how it was for me growing up as a black man in Southeast London and the trials and tribulations that I went through with my dyslexia and life after divorce. I explain it from a man's point of view of how I saw it and how I conquered it and stuff. So guys, if you haven't seen that, go to the Just Talk Black Show on the YouTube please. So guys, today we're going to be having Garfield. But before I even bring Garfield in, let me show you who we're going to be having next week on the show, because that is going to be a banger as well, guys. That is going to be an excellent show to tune in next week. So let me bring that up for you guys. So this is who we are having. This is a young lady who we're going to be having, Monique. So with her, she does social care. We're going to be diving into social care. We're going to be talking, because she has a company actually for when people come out of foster homes and getting them into the transits of living by themselves. So she's got a good company out there. She's going to be telling us a lot more. She knows a lot more about it than me. And we're going to be talking about a little bit of abuse and stuff. So we're going to be diving deep into her life as well. So guys, please, please, please tune into that one. So I'm going to be bringing Garfield in from The Voice newspaper, who is written a book, and he's going to tell us about the book. I'm not even going to tell you about the book yet, because I'm going to let him just introduce himself, very, very quickly introduce himself. And then we're going to dive deep into some topics, doing like books and stuff. And how important is it for the black community to be reading our black books? So I'm going to bring Garfield in.
Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Yes, Garfield, good to see you. Good to see you, my good friend Garfield. Just tell the people quickly about your book, and also we know that you sell books as well. Just give us a quick brief about yourself.
Yeah, basically, Yeah, basically, I'm all over South London. It's books, but more importantly, it's about the authors. The authors help us to tell our stories, and more, I pull in the authors when I'm selling books. So right now, I do a lot of book signings at a lot of events all over South London. And I mean, my background, I am from a long line of teachers. From my mom, sister, brother, uncle, cousin, everybody teachers back in Jamaica. And I've always been involved in education and sales. So I've put the two of them together and come up with, promoting our heritage, which is the name of the book selling company. And like I said, I pull in the authors whose books I sell. So that's a little, in a nutshell of, what I do.
So let's dive straight deep into it, Garfield. I want to know for yourself within the black community, why is it important for us as a black community to read? I'm going to dive straight into that question there.
All right. So generally, it's important for everybody to read, right? But because we kind of get missed out on certain things, and for many things we get overlooked, you know. In fact, sometimes we are overlooked on purpose. So we have to take that extra special interest in finding out how to navigate, how to go about our business, how to run our lives. And a great part of that is that a lot of the information we need is in books or on websites or on. So we have to take that extra special effort to read and to find the things that we need to navigate.
Wow. So, Garfield, let me ask you another question actually. What was your first book by a black author that you absolutely enjoyed reading?
All right, it's a long list of books, but if
No,
you
don't
if
give
you're
a long
asking
list.
me
Not long list. One,
which one
Garfield.
made, yeah, if you ask me which one made the greatest impact, I would say the greatest impact was Jamaica Lavish by Louise Bennett, right? So maybe a lot of the younger people might not know Louise Bennett, but the older ones, Louise Bennett is commonly referred to as Jamaica's first lady of comedy. But it wasn't really comedy. What she was trying to do is to show us that what we refer to as Jamaican patois, which in some circles is like a broken language, she was trying to make us understand it is actually a language. In the same way that the English language is, she called it, derived from different languages, the Jamaican language is also derived from many languages and is on the same footing as the English language. So Jamaica Labrish for me is that book that made an impact on me. And even though Miss Lou is not with us anymore, she has left her work and her talent, not only on Ringding on the JBC TV and Saturday morning time, but the book Jamaica Lavish is also, I think, a bit of our finest work.
So, Garfield, let's dive deep into your book because you've wrote a book. Let me just bring up the book. So, guys, this is the book that Garfield actually wrote. Keepers of the Flame, saluting 100 black authors. I mean, this book is absolutely amazing, guys. So, Garfield, just tell us a little bit about the book and what motivated you to create this book. What was it that just said, you know what, I want to write a book like this?
All right. So for me, I didn't start out by saying I want to write a book, right? So for me, in 2002, I started selling books. And it was actually a Jamaican teacher who was looking for cultural things from Jamaica, audiovisual cultural stuff from Jamaica. And I found some Louise Bennett stuff for her and some Joan Andrea Hutchinson. Right? So it was 2002. I went to my first event in Brixton, first week of October 2002. That was my first stall at 336 Brixton Road. But fast forward to 2022, I was looking for ideas to celebrate 20 years of selling books. And that's how I got to my book. So I was actually talking to myself and I said, where does my business come from? Who is responsible for me here selling books? And the answer was the author. So the authors, we know some of them, we don't know some of them, but they're responsible for the books that tell our stories. And I thought the best way to celebrate 20 years was to do a salute to the authors. And that's why the book is called Saluting 100 Black Authors. And by reason, I said, oh Lord, these guys have a burning desire to reflect our culture. And that's where the bit about Keepers of the Flame comes from. So that book came out in 2022 and it's been selling very well. Over 3 years, I've sold 600 copies of the book.
So Garfield, how did you absolutely choose who was going to go in the books? Because that is a lot
That's
of
easy. That's
people.
easy. So the criteria was it's authors who have met. So I would have had to meet you since 2002 when I started out, or I've sold your book. And crucially, I would have communicated with you via email or telephone or something. So I tried to reach out to the 100 people I've known the longest. That was the criteria.
So Garfield, also, because we're talking about your book and stuff, and you absolutely sell books. I've seen you at many black events,
Hold on.
which I've seen you
Yeah.
selling your books. So just tell me, because you're into the book scene and we've
Yeah.
got the younger generation, how are these authors, many authors that you meet, how are they meeting the needs of the younger generation? Because it's very important for the younger generation to see themselves.
Yeah, that's an easy question, really, because I've actually been to a couple events which involve young authors, right? And these are people between what? I think they start at like 6 years old and in their teens. So, yes, there are children's authors who are writing books for children, but some of the children not even waiting on the children's authors, they are doing it for themselves. So yes, the children are being catered for, and the children are also catering for themselves.
Let me just go to some of the chat quickly. I don't know if you can see this, Garfield. Someone asked absolutely a question. Can you see that in the chat?
No, it's very small. Let me tell me what it is.
So if you write a book, so if I wrote a book, I can get your guest to promote it for me, or is it just continue authors he's selling for? So basically what they're asking, if they wrote a book, can you help promote their book, basically? But I'm going to come back to that question. I'm going to come back because that question, I'm going to ask that question a bit later. So I'm just going to, as we go along, I'm just going to bring up some of these chats. And please, people, if you do have any questions, put it in the chat. We will try to bring it out. And also, there is a phone line. So if you do want to ring in and even ask Garfield a question. Garfield, can we do that to you? Can we put you on the spot?
Yeah.
So Garfield's happy to do that. So if you want to ring in, you can see the number at the bottom. Guys, the phone line is there now. We do have a phone line. So Garfield, just getting back to our questions, and how can reading for Black literature shape the way we see ourselves as Black people? Because, we need these books, we need these authors to do what they're doing, but how is it going to help us now to drive forward as a Black community and really shape us to where we need to go for the future?
All right. So I kind of touched on that a bit when I said that sometimes there are things we need to navigate.
Yep.
And we have to read, we have to do the research.
Yep.
We have to get this information because usually the information is somewhere and we have to dig it up. And many times it's by reading. So it's a matter of researching to, find the tools that we need to propel ourselves forward. And many times it's via reading. So we need to engage more in reading. And I'm not even touching on the benefits of reading, which, it's better understanding, learning stuff, creating new electrical impulses in your brain, which helps the brain functions. I'm not even getting into that part yet, but that is also a very significant part of reading.
And tell me, Garfield, as well, what essential book should every black household have? What's one of the books that every black household need to have in their house, for your
All right.
opinion?
So there's a book by Simon Education, and it's how to unlock your family's knowledge using Black history. So that book is by Simon Education. They have an annual Black Book Show in Goldsmith College, which is going to be October the 18th. Yeah, October the 18th this year. So the family that runs that show, they have been in education a very long time now. And there's a book that I would recommend that they publish, which is How to Unlock Your Family's Genius Using Black History. Yeah, that's a highly recommended book.
So you said there's a book fair. There's going to be a book fair. Where would that book fair be? I know you just mentioned, but just for the
It's
audience
in
who maybe
Goldsmith
didn't hear.
College, the 18th of October.
18th of October. And how does some of these, for no one who's ever been to some of these book fair, how does this book fair absolutely go on the day?
You see, the thing is, we just talked about reading. You have to be searching for information because these people put on these events, and I'm talking generally now, there's a lot of events being put on which are of benefit to us. And I'm going to be 200% honest, not all the organizations have vast sums of money to do advertising. But if we're constantly on the lookout for these type of events and are searching for them and reading up about them, we'll be able to find the knowledge that is provided via these events.
And you say that we should be reading and we should be researching on. Do you know the best places that we can do to find some of these black authors? Because I know you're selling a lot of these books and stuff, but for the audience out there who might struggle to find, and they're really struggling to find more black authors, because I've seen on the internet, when you go on the Instagram and certain other places, Google, Amazon, but sometimes people struggle to find black authors out there.
All right. When you say struggle, that is, I have to take that under advisement because, to be honest, if you search black authors in the UK into any search engine, they pop up, right? But sometimes it's trying to needle or to fine tune what exactly you're looking for. So that's a part of the puzzle as well. What exactly are you looking for? What are you trying to find? Right? But then, if you want to find 100 black authors just like that, if you go to any search engine and you put Keepers of the Flame, Saluting 100 Black Authors, Volume 1, you'll find my book with 100 black authors. So you don't even have to be searching all over the internet. You can just find my book.
You can just find your book. So do you have a website that people can, because you're selling books, do you have your website up and running?
My book is available. My book is available on Amazon, right? It's available on eBay, but it's also available from my own website, which is www.pohbooks.co.uk. The easiest way, however, to find me is my Instagram, which is at Promoting Our Heritage. That's the easiest way to find me.
And what are some of the books that you absolutely sell, Garfield? Because I know you do a range of books. Just name us for a couple of the audience out there, some of the books that you sell.
Okay, so some of the books I sell, it range from different. So I've mentioned my book already. I have the book from Charlene White. I forget what the exact title is, but it's a popular book written by Charlene White. I have books from authors such as Mallory Blackman, right? I have books from Rashida Malcolm. Rashida Malcolm runs a book event over in Hammersmith every year. I have books from Simon Hudson. Simon Hudson and myself, we just did the Black Literary Festival last June gone in Hammersmith as well. So that book is like looking at history, over the past 500 years.
Yep.
There's the Voice newspaper also has a book, which is 40 years of Black British history. that book is widely available online. So there's tons of books out there, but like it's really what you're looking for. And yeah, a book can definitely present you with a lot of information in one place
Yep,
rather than you looking all over the place. So
definitely.
that's a benefit of books as well, presenting you with everything in one place.
Wow. That is absolutely brilliant, Garfield. So, Garfield, just going back to the reading style, because you said it's very important for us to read. So,
Yeah.
how can we encourage, and say especially for black men, because not all
Yeah.
black men, but how can we encourage ourselves as black men to pick up books and start reading more? Because even myself, where we work so much, to pick up a book and read, it's just like, oh, do I really want to do this? But
All
how
right.
can we get encouragement to read more?
All right. So the first thing is not like you are rammed too much. Go and go take your book. It's not that kind of thing. That's a whole different thing, right? The thing is, if there's a topic that you're interested in, for example, you're interested in say football. Yeah, most men are interested in football. Who's winning, whatever. Yes, we get the scores on TV and all of that. But if you want to know a bit more about the background of, say, the footballers, it could be possible maybe to, do some reading on the background of the footballers. Because many times we see something on social media, and I'm not calling no name, and there's a phrase made popular by a certain president. A lot of time we see the thing and it's fake news, right? So if you are able to, do a little digging yourself, there's less chance of finding a book that's fake news than finding a social media post that's fake news. So I would like to submit that the book, in my opinion, is more reliable than just finding something on the socials, which maybe somebody made up without even knowing all the facts. So you would be the one who would have the facts, and you'd be able to tell what is real from what is fake news.
So, Garfield, also, when it comes down to the younger generation, talking about like from, say, let's talk about from 8 upwards to
Yeah.
maybe about 13. Now, in the digital age that we are living in, how can parents encourage their kids to read? Because we're living in a digital age now that everything is on the internet. You said if you want to find something, you go on the internet. But to physically pick up a book, how can parents like encourage their kids now to pick up a book and start reading? Because as I was saying before, we are living in a world now that everything is on the internet.
Yeah, but I just said that some of it is junk and some of it is good stuff, right? But I know that in schools,
That's right.
I don't know which age they start and which age they stop. But I remember when my children were at school, they'd come home with the bag and they'd take out the reading book, and there's a book you have to write in what they have read. So they would read to you, which is part of their extension of the schoolwork, and you'd have to write, say they read well or they whatever, or put any questions for the teacher. So I think that is maybe one of the earliest initiatives, because whatever they read, you want it to be related to maybe an extension of what they're doing at school, or maybe something you make up about the family or something. But the parent has an equal role with the teacher to get the child to read, and always pick something that they're interested in. So if you have a son, little boy, and he's even not like read, but he run and play football, get him to read about some of the footballers that he is he's fans of. So say, okay, you don't like read, but you like this, that, that, that. Here's a book about these 4 footballers. Read it and let me know, and maybe I'll give you a little surprise or something like that. Yeah, incentives are key to reading as well.
Right. Guys, we're gonna go on a short break. We're gonna do some advertise. This time, at this time, I always do an advertisement and about black-owned businesses out there. So, guys, if you do want to advertise your business on your show, as I was saying last week, we are doing 2 months of absolutely free advertisement, guys. So we're going to go on a quick break and then we're going to bring Garfield back in and dive deep more into the questions. So guys, as I was saying, please subscribe if you are new to this channel and you have never ever been on this channel. Let me know in the chat if you've never been on the channel and it's your first time, you know, because I know we've got a couple of guys who are watching. If this is your first time, just put in the chat and just say DJ Purpose, this is my first time. But guys, as we go to the break, after the break, we will bring Garfield back.
You like gospel music?
Go to gtracks.net.
You play gospel music?
Go to gtracks.net.
You create gospel music?
Go to gtracks.net. What are you waiting for? Go to gtracks.net. Globally great gospel.
Buy your gospel music on gtracks.net, where the artists get the lion's share.
The Be Uzuri platform was launched by Biddy to promote much more than just being active. Featuring talented trainers from around the world, Be Uzuri brings you representation that matters. Be Uzuri Fitness is an online wellness platform for Black women, featuring not only workouts for the gym, yoga and Pilates, but also affirmations, meditation, and African Caribbean plant-based recipes. Featuring a huge variety of female trainers and resources from around the world, Be Uzuri has brought together content that enables Black women to truly appreciate what well-being means. The Be Uzuri platform is here to inspire and empower your fitness and wellness journey. Check out the website or download the Android app today.
Got a black-owned business. It's time to shine with Just Talk Black Show.
This is Just Talk Black, where we speak truth that lift the Black community. Advertise your brand on the Just Talk Black show. Make it loud, make it bold. Call DJ Purpose, let the story unfold. On that 0747153953. This is Just Talk Black show. Your business Just Talk Black show. Your business, your voice. Just Talk Black show.
So guys, welcome back again. Welcome back. If you just joined in, today we are interviewing Garfield from the Voice newspaper. But also, guys, I did say last week, I'm going to be giving away a prize. And this is the prize. I Am the Shame by Jeannie. Last 2 weeks, Jeannie was on the show talking about trauma within the Black community. And this is free, guys. To claim your free copy today, yeah, I'm giving away this free. All you have to do, literally, yeah, when at near the end of the show, when I say, guys, it's time to make your first call, the first one to phone in and say, DJ Purpose, I want that book. This book will get sent to you guys, yeah? And I know there's a lot of shy people who don't like ringing in. So, guys, all you have to do is near the end of the show, when I say, guys, it's that time to call in, it's just pick up the phone and give me a call. The number is at the bottom of the screen when we go back to the pages. So just bring it back in, Garfield. Garfield, welcome back. So Garfield,
Thank you.
let's just talk about business now, because you're a businessman. You've written your first, like, your books. You sell books. So just tell us a little bit about what challenging have you faced encountering running your business.
Oh Lord, you want me to start? I mean,
Well,
all right. So every problem has a solution, right? And I think the first rule of business is to know what you're getting into. So before you start your business, you'd have done some research. You see a little opportunity. You would do a business plan. You'd work out your cash flow. You work out where you're going to get your goods from. You're going to work out your markup. My grandmother used to say, you can't buy 9 and sell 9. So I can't buy a book for £5 and sell it back for £5. There has to be some like profit on top of that, right? So and every business is kind of different. You're going to be at a different location. Some people need premises. Some people go from event to event like myself and also sell online. I mean, I have people who also help me to sell. And yeah, I just try to meet the needs of my customers. That's basically what a business is about. You see a problem and you have a solution for the problem. That's basically what a business is.
but can you name us one problem? I want to know one challenge that you face, like, as a Black business owner. What's one of the challenges that you face?
All right, specifically. All right, so I'm gonna give you an idea now. Yes, so I used to be going to events like crazy, and when COVID came, I had no events to go to
Okay.
because the whole place locked down. So I had actually packed up some books to go to 2 events. And then I think before lockdown, I would still go into the office before them say everybody stop moving, right? And one evening when I came, I said, you know something? I did have a few things on eBay and Amazon, but not a lot, just a few little items. And then the first evening, I think I got home like about 7 o'clock. And I was listing for the whole night. I was listing books until about 2 o'clock the next morning. And I did that for about 3 days. So there was no events. So I had to spend my time loading up stuff online. And then I had to promote them online. And then, yeah, about 2 weeks later, I saw some sales trickling in, right? So didn't have events to go to, so I resorted to building up my online presence. So I don't know if that qualifies as a problem and an answer.
No, that's definitely. So you had to build your online presence. That is
Yes.
the way, was the solution. So you had a problem and the solution was doing the online, which a lot of people struggle with, to do the online. How do you find the online, like the social media
All right.
and stuff?
So the thing is like, that was a good time for online because everybody was locked up indoors and everything was online. Everybody put everything online. But then when people start to, get back free and everything, people spending less time online. So you're not gonna chuck away the online, but you also need other ways of visibility.
Yeah.
So events are coming back in a certain way. And then what I've been doing is that, to be honest, I still support other people's events, but I've also been doing my own events.
Okay.
So that's something else you can look at. And my own events are with authors. So it's not just selling their books, but showing them how to sell as well, and also doing events that pull them in.
So you talk about selling. Let's talk about that part because that part's interesting. I'm sure there's people in the chat and watching online. Let's talk about how, if somebody wants to write a book, what's the techniques and how do they go about writing it? So they've got the idea in their head and saying, I've got a book up, and I want to write this. What's the process that they need to do?
All right. So the first thing is I'm not a book coach. There's a special person who does that, right? But the most essential thing is to just write what you're thinking of, right? So if you used to get up 6 o'clock in the morning, get up at 5:30 and write for half an hour. Just do it, just do it. Then when you reach a space now you think you have enough stuff, then you can start move things around. This fits in that, this fits in that. But even before that, you need to know who you are trying to address, who is going to benefit from reading your book. I think that's even more important before you even start writing the first word. You know, who are you trying to benefit? Who are you trying to get to read this? And then you go to the writing. Then later now you might need to get professionals to help you with proofing. Proofing is not only grammatical errors and tenses and punctuation mark. It's a bit more than that, you know. And then I always recommend that your book should be a finished book. It should look finished. When I put it against the books from the big publishers, it should look the same or even better. And I find sometimes some of the books that we produce, the content is great. And that's why they said don't judge a book by its cover. Because sometimes the outside of the book, like it could do with a little bit more finishing, but you can't fault the content. But you want everything to line up still. So I would say start by thinking who it's aimed at, then just go in and do it. You know, there's a procrastination is the thief of time. You could be there thinking, and not doing anything. Just do it. And then seek professional help to get you to, to do a refined product.
That's interesting. And I like the way that you said you could be thinking, in other words, that you're saying, and not doing no action. So action is very important. Instead of just thinking, you need to, as you were saying, just to get it down, which is your action. And
get into action.
And I do love that saying, action. That is absolutely one of my favorite saying this year, action. Because most time we just think. You know me, Garfield. I'll be saying, Garfield, I overthink. And I say, Garfield, I want to do this. I want to do this.
Imposter syndrome and all kind of something.
Come on. And this is the thing about it. We overthink too much sometimes. And sometimes we just, as you were saying, just need to get it down and get it going out there. So Garfield, with the publishing side, just refer back on the publishing side. Can you help people publish their book and get their book out there? Do you know the contacts? Because you've done this book.
I'm going to be 200% honest.
Yeah.
Well, I've published my own books, right? So I know the system. I mean, you introduced me as From the Voice, but today I'm talking about promoting our heritage. But The Voice has a business magazine which I help to publish, right? So it's me more or less coordinating with the rest of salespeople, the designer, the proofreaders, and so forth to get the magazine published, right? So I know what to be done, I know what is to be done, and I know how to do it. And I can, depending on what it is, I can help someone or show them how to do it. In fact, I've done it for a couple of people, but it requires time, and depending on what projects I'm working on, I might not have the time. So I don't promote myself as a publisher, but I can do it.
You can do it. And that's one thing I like about you, Garfield. You are a helper. And when I put this show out, you have got many fans out there. I'm going to say that. You've got a lot of fans who say, I love Garfield. And you know what it is about you? You are that help me person. You know, if I ask you something and you'll be honest and you would
Yeah.
always speak the truth, and that's what I like about you. And as you said, if you can help, you will help. But just going back to some of your events, because your events are really good, and I've been to one of your
Yeah.
events where you do promote Black authors, and as you
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
you do help them to sell their book, like techniques of how to sell their book. Just going back
Yeah,
to that
yeah.
event and just giving us a little bit of intake of that event and how your events work. So if there is, when you do put your next event on, people can also find you, know how to find you and how to find that event. And when would you
Yeah.
be doing the next event? Do you have one coming up soon?
All right. So I've had a few. All right. So I have one coming up, but it's more or less like it's with Lewisham Libraries. So on the 9th of October at Deptford Library, there's this event called Scene, which is a season of stuff in Lewisham Borough. And on the 9th of October, I have my evening with my first book, Keepers of the Flame, Saluting 100 Black Authors. And I expect to have 10 of the authors from the book with me on that evening. So they're going to speak about, what made them interested, why they decided to be a part of it. And then I'll speak about, the fun I had put it together and the significance, because I've been speaking with people from universities and they say, wow, if only they had that when they were studying like Caribbean literature, long, long time ago. So 9th of October, Lewisham, I'll be in Deptford Library, and it's part of the season of Scene. And I'll have 10 of the authors from my first book, having a little chat about, what inspires them, what makes them write, and the benefits of reading for our Black community, which you keep talking about, which is good.
So Garfield, do you have your part two? And if there's a Black author out there and they really want to get into that, I know you said about the process of how you vent for people, but just in case
Yeah.
anybody out there who's just come in, because when I spoke to you before, you said you are going to be doing volume 2. Is that correct?
All right, I have done volume 2. So
You've done it.
volume 1,
Yep.
volume 1 came out in 2022 to mark the 20 years of book selling. And right on the back of that, in 2023, I did volume 2, right? As we speak, I'm finishing off volume 3,
That's the one,
which is
volume
going to
3.
be out by the middle of September, right? So when I started, I made a promise to myself that I'm going to just do 5 volumes to support Black authors, because I believe in the UK, United Kingdom, there are about 3,000 Black authors. Don't ask me how I get to
Wow.
3,000, but
I'd
when I
like to
try to
know that
work it
number.
out, that's a figure that comes to me, right? Some of them are very famous, some of them are on TV, some of them are in public life. So you know those ones. And I think those ones are about 150. So with your famous people, your politicians, your whatever, there are about 150 famous Black authors. So I'm saying, where are the other 2,850?
Yeah.
And I've just, between my 5 books, I would celebrate 500 of them. So there's still another 2,000 and something that we need to get promoted, so that when Black History Month comes around, people stop saying, oh, we don't know where to find Black books. But that is still happening and it's not right.
Yeah.
So we need to do something about that.
So we need to do something about that. I like that. And there is a lot of Black authors out there. A lot of Black authors. So Garfield, how do we support, if we're not a big reader of books, how can we support these authors out there? What would be the best way? Obviously, it's going to be to buy a book, but also, what would be another idea that you would say?
It's not always buying a book, because if an author has a book or they come out with a new book and they're promoting it, if you share their promotion, you would have supported them without buying the book.
Wow.
Because when you share it to your 2, 3, 4, 5,000 people who know you, you're helping them to get more known. And
No,
that is help.
I love that.
You
And
know,
that is
so
what
even though you
unity.
might not buy one book, there might be 5, 10, 15, 20 people who might say, wow, let me buy a book. So by sharing their information, you are helping.
So sharing. I love that. So you hear that, peeps? It's not always about buying it. It's about that unity. And that unity, if we have that in that black community, will, as Garfield said, just sharing can help these black authors out there. So guys, if you do know a black author and you are on social media, big them up today. Share their book out there to your friends and your family. And I know, so there was a comment back in the chat, Garfield, if I could find it. There was one on...
Yeah, I think you're asking...
No, there's one on the
if they wanted to
spiritual.
read one of my books.
No, there's an author. As an author, you can recommend an African spiritual book. Do you know any African spiritual books?
Not off the top of my head, like, wow.
So if
I
anybody
met
in the
an
chat...
author recently. He has a book, but he's actually away now. So I said to him that when he gets back to the UK, I can put him on the stand and he can talk to people. But I was saying to him, I don't have the time now to learn everything about his book for me to promote it. So he has to come on the stand and he can talk to people from the stand. So when he returns to the UK, I'll maybe post about that so people can hook up with him.
So let me just say quickly in the chat, if anybody do know of any African spiritual books, put it in the chat. If there's any author that you know that you can recommend of an African spiritual book. That's interesting, actually, that question there. That has to do with culture, and we need that in the community, more culture books, Garfield. I think that's really important as a black community. So Garfield, is there anything that you would like to just say to the audience today before we do wrap up this show? Is there anything that you can give a guidance or any wisdom or anything that you want to say to this audience out there?
All right. I think we have said most things, but what I'd like to say is I'd like to take this opportunity to thank everyone who has supported me in some way since 2002. Right? That's when I started out. And if they believe I can help them, whether with their promotion or with their selling, they can reach out to me via Instagram. Yeah, I check my Instagram maybe more often, and it's at Promoting Our Heritage. So if you are doing something especially relating to books, and I work with mostly black authors, putting it out there, right? So if you think I can help, reach out to me via Instagram. And if if you're finishing up your book, if you're concerned about how it's going to be sold, I have a good friend now so when she got her book published, she said she thought the publisher was going to do everything. The publisher was going to promote, the publisher was going to sell it, the publisher, everything. So I was saying to her, say that word again and listen to yourself. Publisher. So the publisher is mainly responsible for publishing your book, which could be printing and maybe getting ready for sale. But the publisher is not necessarily going to be doing all the marketing and the selling, right? So just imagine you have brought a baby into this world. You have to be responsible for your baby book. Look at it like that. So the publisher does what the publisher does, but you need to be involved. You can't just do the book and just hope that by some miracle or something, it's going to just do well and it's going to fly off the shelves and fly out of the boxes. You have to be involved. And you are involved from the start with thinking about it and writing and correcting and fixing and moving. And so just keep being involved until it gets to the hands of the readers. Don't stop the involvement halfway. Make sure it gets to the hands of the readers, and you get the readers to tell you what they think as well. So when you get feedback, and all feedback is good feedback, whether it's not what you wanted to hear or what you thought they were going to say, use your feedback to improve on your product. So when you do the next one and the next one, as you go along, they'll get better. So keep being involved in the whole process, from the thought to the actual finished book to the feedback that you'll get from the reader. And thank you very much for listening to me.
Garfield, you're a star. But Garth, I want to bring this question up because somebody's asked a question which is very interesting. So it says, do you think buying a book from a black people is more expensive? That's interesting. That's very interesting.
The thing, all right, listen to the thing. Most books, and when I say most books will come with the price on it, right? And that's one of the things I'm very fussy about. And some people say I'm miserable. But Garfield said, if the price not upon the book, you don't want to sell it. It's not that I don't want to sell your book, because I recognize the talent and the effort and but you see, when I put that book, which has only the barcode, it has no price, it has no who produced the book, and when I take up the other books from the other publishers, your one stick out, and it's not everybody. So what I'd love, after we have all the fantastic content inside, and it look pretty and everything, and it look good, and somebody take it up and they look on the cover and they look on the back, they should not find anything missing compared to when they do the same thing from the established publishers. And I think that's the best way to say it. Our work is not less important, but there are certain things that are expected throughout the bigger publishing industry. And whether you believe it or not, when you can go to bed and you stay up the whole night and you write your book and you load it up on whichever platform and get it published before morning, you have become part of the publishing industry, whether you believe it or not. Even though it's your personal little thing that you do in the own comfort of your home, in your own privacy, you have put it out as part of the industry. So just make sure that it look like everybody else's thing or better. That's how I'd like to put it.
And I get what you're saying, but what they're saying, do you have you faced this problem, like to say that black people, our prices are so high? Like,
no, prices are not hard. Prices have to do with volume.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's basically what you're getting.
Let's say, I don't want to call anybody name specific, but let's say a very famous person wrote a book, right? Because they're famous, the publisher might say, let's do 10,000 copies. Because we know that by the time we do a UK tour and we go to America and we go to this place, we can sell 10,000 books. So their book might be, I don't know, pick a price out of the air. Their book might be £10.
Yeah.
Right? So little me now, I go down the road and I say, I want to write a book, but I know so many people and my family and everything. So guess what? I can't print 10,000. I'm just going to print 50. So in terms of, if your book is similar to the book that the famous person did, because you've printed less, your book is going to come out at a higher unit cost. And then that would make your book more expensive, but compared to somebody else. But in terms of the information that you put in it, you can't really put a price on that. So if we're going to support black authors, support them, whether them book is £1 or is £30 for them book. We just support them.
And I like what you just said there, and that is one of the things I'm going to discuss on the show. Like I need to bring that topic up because as a black community, I think we always say that, well, not all of us. There's the thing of that we overcharge or our prices are too high, and then, for example, they go to an Indian man who might be selling it cheaper, and into a black man we're selling it more. Now there's stuff behind it, there's reason behind it. We know there's certain reasons that it could be, shop rate, etc. But that's an interesting topic, guys, that I want to bring some people on the show to discuss about that. Just another quick one, Garfield. Somebody's asked, do you use AI to assist or speed up your production process?
Not to date.
No AI.
No, because the process I've been using is when I pick the authors, right? And I must say, it's not everybody I reach out to me comes back. Well, not everybody I reach out to comes back to me.
Okay.
So there's a lot of chasing. Someone say, "Oh yeah, I'll get you something by Saturday or by Monday." 2 weeks later, I say, "Hold on, I didn't get back that thing from that person." So there's that element of chasing. But the formula I've been using so far is, so identify the person agrees, say, okay, they're going to send me in 200 words, they're going to tell me what makes them write, what inspires them, and what they bring in for the benefit of the black reader. So I don't know if they use AI to put it together, but I don't use it when I'm putting it together in the book. And they'd send me a nice photograph, and then they send me 3 words that describe their character. So from my point of view, no AI, no involved in that. It's just the real thing they're going to send me, and then I fix it up. I mean, I get it to be proofed and everything, and make it look nice, and then we go out promoting it. So that's what we've been doing. So yeah, up to now I've been doing real stuff.
I like that. That question is interesting. I think we need another topic. Listen, there's so much topics
But
we can pick up.
I must add, there's as far as I know, because I've been on a couple of AI courses, right? So I know what it's about. I know how to use it and everything. The problem is, it should be used as a help.
As a help me, yes.
But not to replace you.
That's
right. Where some people it's gonna replace them.
Yes.
Because them stop use this to work out the problem and using that to work it out. So,
that's interesting
to work it out. Yeah.
That's interesting that you said that, and where you said that, because I was watching a program the other day, and it was 2 people. One guy, I think he was in the development of AI, and there was another guy who was like, AI, no. And the interesting debate they had, and what they were saying is that the more people use AI, is the more the brain stops now functioning how it should function, because we are using less of our own thinking and our own ways to create stuff. So we're expecting AI to do the work. So they said that they found out that people who are using the AI a lot more, their brain level is dropping down, because now it can just depend on how you're using it. It just depends on how you're using it.
It's not. No, you have to be careful how you say it. Because you started to say it, but then you kind of moved away. The people who know how to use it and who doing a lot of stuff and use it to assist them. But the people who think it's a shortcut to X, Y, Z and just depend on it, those are maybe the 2 schools of people.
There's 2 different sides, yes. So there's 2 different sides of it. And as someone said in the chat, some lazy people, yeah. But what it does, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But they was debating about, and these are two professional in the field, and I can't remember the guy who he was. He's the top business guy to do a podcast, and I watched it on YouTube. I must get it. And they was saying that, and I get it, because the more you use AI, is the more you come dependent on AI. And there was a question put to AI that somebody actually asked AI, if you were to take over the world, how would you do it? And the AI came back with, don't quote me on everything, but the AI was basically saying, I will get you to rely on me so much that I will fully take control after a while. And that is that's what they asked AI that question, you know. It's not what I'm saying. They ask AI the question that the AI wants you to depend on it so much that now it does everything for you. You're thinking. Remember, they're saying that AI could be your business coach. It could be your best friend. There's so much things that people are using AI for. They're even having AI girlfriends, AI boyfriends. Like,
wow.
Come on. Like, this topic is deep. I'm telling you, I'm going to have to do a topic on it.
Yeah.
But that part of when they asked, and why I was saying that about the brain, is because even though you're using it as an assist, if you didn't have that assist, you would have to think for yourself. And I get what you're saying with that part, that there's two parts to it. But I've used AI, and I'm telling you, it does some amazing thing that make me not think as I should be thinking now, because I can just put a prompt in, and all it is about putting a good prompt in, and how you put your prompt in, giving it instruction of who it should be. And like, for example, you are the top writer in the world. Now you work for my company, blah, 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 blah. And it will come up with suggestion, and you're using it as support. But if you didn't have that support, Garfield, what I was saying before is that now you would have to think everything for yourself and do the research. So now your brain muscles are absolutely working that twice harder. So that's when I was saying that, and I get what you're saying. But it's an interesting topic. We do have to touch that, guys. And, you know, we went a bit on a way, but that's what this show does. It brings out the best in us. It brings out the best for us. So AI, Garfield said, no. So, guys, and I agree with that. You can use it to maybe assist you with your ideas, but make it be authentic from your own self. That is the best way. Don't let AI fully take control of your writing style, your thinking style. Be creative, guys, out there. So, Garfield, as I just wrap up the show, I'm going to ask you the famous question that I asked everybody on this show. And that is, if there was a person that you could sit around a round table, past or present, who would it be, and why would it be that person?
Well, that's easy. Louise Bennett, and it's I've never met her, but I've read quite a bit of her writing, and I think she's maybe one of the most inspirational people of all time.
I love that. You mentioned her before, innit? You mentioned her.
Yeah.
Which was amazing. So, Garfield, I really just want to thank you for coming on the show. You have been an eye-opener to myself. I've learned many little tips through this gems, as they call it, through this conversation. I can't wait to bring out your book again, your next volume.
Yeah, volume 3.
Volume 3. So, guys, Garfield, when you do bring that out, let me know. Let me know, Garfield. I'd have to give that away on the show, like, as a prize, I think, because the way you do your books, I love the way you do your books. So, Garfield, you are a blessing, and keep up your good work that you are doing in the community. I know you have received many awards as well for the hard work you're doing. You are big assets to the Black community, and just keep on doing what you're doing. And I will support you out there as much as I can. And guys, find Garfield on Instagram. He's also in LinkedIn. I think someone might want to call in and ask in. Hold on, let's see. Hello? You're on the Just Talk Black Show. Can you hear her, Garfield?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay, go ahead. Is it Denise?
Yes, it is Denise. I just wanted to, a very great show. It's been very interesting. Lots of great topics covered about how to increase reading within the Black community. One of the key points that I wanted to contribute to the conversation tonight is starting with reading at a very young age. I think parents have a lot to do with the level of interest that young people within the community have when it comes to reading, because what that's also doing is, aside from building your history, awareness of your history, it's also developing language and communication skills. It's helping with your spelling, it's helping with your pronunciation, lots of key skills that reading from a young age contributes to that will carry on throughout your life. So I think it's very important for parents to start children off at a very young age, even before the child can speak. Still absorbing that information, and it will help to form their language development and understanding. Just wanted to contribute that to the conversation tonight.
That was excellent. Denise, you are a star. That was excellent. Garfield, any reply to that? Because
Look here, man. Hello. All right. All I'm gonna say is that some mothers read to their children before they're born. Full stop.
Denise,
Not gonna say nothing else.
you're not going to say nothing, and that's good.
That's
Denise,
very true, yes.
do you want to say anything else, Denise, before you go?
No, that's all actually. And I agree. I actually did do that with my kids as well. So yes, that is also a very key way of
Yes.
very, very key tactic for mothers to also feed into developing reading. But yes, to carry it on after the child is born. Reading from a young age is very important. But thank you so much, guys. Very excellent show.
Denise,
thank you for coming.
let me just say, Denise, you are the first one to call in the show. You are the first one ever to call on the Just Talk Black show. So my heart goes out to you. Thank you. And guys, this is what it is about. So Denise, I'm going to let you go, and thank you for calling in.
All right, take care.
Thank you very much. So guys, this is what I'm saying. You need to call in the show, guys. You know, that was Denise who called in, and it's true what she's saying. Reading is so important, guys. Myself, as I was doing a show last week, Garfield, I was talking about dyslexia, and I struggled with it from a young age at school. And one of the things I did was I hated to read. But one thing I did learn is the more that I read is the more that it helped me in life. And reading is so important, guys, for what it does to us. No matter what age you are, I think reading is so important. For the muscles of your brain muscles and stuff, it helps a lot of stuff as well. So, Garfield, I just want to leave it there. And just salute you and just say thank you for coming on the Just Talk Black show today. You are an absolutely star of the show, Garfield, and I really do appreciate you. So thank you, Garfield. So guys, as I was saying before, this is that time to call in on the show. You should have wrote the number down. So if you do want this book, and guys, call in. This book, I Am the Shame, is a must have. The author has done an absolutely wonderful job writing this book and stuff. So guys, please just give it a quick call. Call DJ Purpose and say, DJ Purpose, you know, I want this book. But I'm going to bring up the show with the number. So let me just bring it up for you guys. If you don't know, so this is the number to call, which is 07471 539 533. If you do want this book, guys, and if you don't want it this week, I'm gonna give it away next week again. So I know there's a lot of shy people out there. So as you heard, our first ever caller called in, and I'm sure she's got this book already, so I can't give it to her. So nah. But guys, if you do want the book, please make that call. So there is the number 07471 539 533. I will be doing some prize giveaway on this show. Many different things that we will be giving away on this show. That would be very different shows that I will be giving away these prizes. And remember, I said it's absolutely free. You're getting this book free delivered to your house. You're not even paying for posters or packaging, nothing. You are getting this book free. So let me just tell you quickly about this show, which is going to be the 18th of September at 7 p.m. on the show. This is Black Men's Time, and this is where the Black Brothers come together. This is the 18th of September at 7 p.m. guys, live on this show. We have 4 black men coming on and talking about their life as being a black man. This is a panel discussions. So I will be flinging out questions and giving these guys scenarios, which they will be answering. It's a must be show, guys, that you must watch this show. I'm telling you, this one, you do not want to miss. So these are the 4 guys who are going to be on the show the 18th of September. This is the first ever Just Talk Black Show panel discussions, guys. So guys, I know people are sending me messages, but you can't get the book by sending messages. I know there's a lot of people out there who are shy. So guys, I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to say thank you for tuning in. And guys, as I said, let me just go back to our next guest for the show, actually, for people who just came in a bit late. So this will be our next week's show. It's a Monique Social Care. So she runs her own business, and she's actually in social care as well. And she's going to be talking about abuse as well. And she also helped people who come out of fostering and absolutely help them to set up in life. So Monique will be on the show next week. This is going to be a very interesting topic, guys. So if you have your friends, your family out there, tell them about the Just Talk Black show. And if you do have a black-owned business out there and you would like to also get on the show, guys, this is your way. Give me a call. Find me on social media as the Just Talk Black. You can find it on Instagram. So, and I'm saying to people, you can't just text. People are texting me to get this book. No, you have to call in, guys. But yeah, so we're going to leave it there, guys. Thank you. Subscribe, tell your friend, tell your family. Let's build this channel, and you are the stars of the show. Everybody who's been in the chat, everybody who's watching today, you are the star of the show today. You are the one that makes the Just Talk Black show the way it is. So thank you, guys. Have a nice day, and we'll be back next week.
Every vibe, every black soul shining. This one's for you. Thank you for riding with the Just Talk Black show.
We started with the mic and a dream. Now your love makes the vision beam. Every like, every share, every view means the world. We honor you. You stayed locked in week by week, giving power to the words we speak. This is more than a show, it's true. So we give this back to you.
Thank you for the love, yeah, we feel that vibe. Feel that vibe. Lift us up and keep us alive. From the heart of the block to the globe.
Let them know.
Thank you for riding with the Just Talk Black show.
Big respect to the fam who stayed through the laughs, the tears, the moves we made. You are the reason we grow and glow. Thank you for tuning to Just Talk Black show. We talk black, we talk bold, but it's you that keeps the story told. When you come and call in and vibe, you bring this whole thing to life. From black business to rising stars, we're shining bright cause you play your part. No matter where you're watching from, you are the heartbeat of this drum.
Thank you, heart, for the strength.
Love your show.
The fire in this black
soul glow.
One voice, one love, one flow.
Let it flow.
Thank you for watching the Just Talk Black show.
You clap back, you lift up, you ride. Together we stand in black pride. No matter the topic, deep or light, you're the reason we shine so bright.
from every screen we're grateful to. Every click, every time you show. It's love, it's real,